Hello everyone, happy Tuesday once again. So most of you who know me know that I'm a pretty optimistic person. I try to see the bright side of things in life. And I was searching through some stories and I found this story and I could relate to it for sure. And I pray that that's how I will be if, God forbid, anything happens to me. So the name of this story is Attitude. You choose. Michael is the kind of guy you love to hate. He's always in a good mood and always has something positive to say. When someone would ask him how he was doing, he would reply, "If I were any better, I would be twins." He was a natural motivator. If an employee was having a bad day, Michael was there telling the employee how to look on the positive side of the situation. Seeing this style really made me curious. So one day I went up to Michael and asked him, "I don't get it. You can't be a positive all the time. How do you do it?" Michael replied, "Each morning I wake up and say to myself, you have two choices today. One, you can choose to be in a good mood, or two, you can choose to be in a bad mood. I choose to be in a good mood. Each time something bad happens, I can choose to be a victim, or I can choose to learn from it. I choose to learn from it. Every time someone comes to me complaining, I can choose to accept their complaining, or I can point out the positive side of life. I choose the positive side of life." "Yeah, right. It's just not that easy," I protested. "Yes, it is," Michael said. Choose the positive side of life. Life is all about choices. When you cut away all the junk, every situation is a choice. You choose how you react to situations. You choose how people affect your mood. You choose to be in a good mood or a bad mood. The bottom line, it's your choice how you live your life. I reflected on what Michael said. Soon hereafter, I left the tower industry to start my own business. We lost touch, but I often thought about him when I made a choice about life instead of reacting to it. Several years later, I heard that Michael was involved in a serious accident, falling some 60 feet from a communications tower. After 18 hours of surgery and weeks of intensive care, Michael was released from the hospital with rods placed in his back. I saw Michael about 6 months after the accident. When I asked him how he was, he replied, "If I were any better, I'd be twins. Want to see my scars?" I declined to see his wounds, but I did ask him what had gone through his mind as the accident took place. "The first thing that went through my mind was the well-being of my soon-to-be-born daughter," Michael replied. Then, as I lay on the ground, I remembered that I had two choices. I could choose to live, or I could choose to die. I chose to live. "Weren't you scared? Did you lose consciousness?" I asked. Michael continued, "The paramedics were great. They kept telling me I was going to be fine. But when they wheeled me into the ER and I saw the expressions on the faces of the doctors and nurses, I got really scared. In their eyes, I read, 'He's a dead man.' I knew I needed to take action." "What did you do?" I asked. "Well, there was a big burly nurse shouting questions at me," Michael said. "She asked if I was allergic to anything." "Yes," I replied. The doctors and nurses stopped working as they waited for my reply. I took a deep breath and yelled, "Gravity." Over their laughter, I told them, "I am choosing to live. Operate on me as if I'm alive, not as if I'm dead." Michael lived, thanks to the skill of his doctors, but also because of his amazing attitude. I learned that from him, every day we have the choice to live fully. Attitude, after all, is everything. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. After all, Today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. And the only thing that I feel that's missing from this story is God. Because if God sees that positive attitude in us, that joy, that light that comes through us and is reaching out to others, then to me that's God at work in and through us. Let's do our part to make sure that we are that light every day, that we can see the positive in the negative, that we can maybe brighten someone's day who's having a bad day, that we can maybe bring a better way to think about things to those who are Debbie or David doubters. We all know them. They're all in our lives. They're everywhere. I choose to live, and I choose to have a positive attitude. Let's all try. It will make the world a much more enjoyable place to be. God bless you all, and have a great rest of your day.